Be safe. Be touched.
Hey guys, this is Silk. We're doing Battle in Seattle. This is day 3. Both boards are starting at the same point. It's Germany turn 15. The Americans here, they're all in fact called a giant of jets and tacticals and units. He's got 4 factories sitting here. Brought everything over, crushed all the hopes and dreams of Eric and his nascent Egyptian empire, and liberated Egypt. So it's kind of the odd situation where the American fleet is on one side and the Italian fleet's on the other. But the canal's now open, so things are going to get violent in the very, very near future. The Soviets did manage to take Istanbul, so you guys can see there. Pretty similar concept on both tables here to see, probably because I'm playing on both of them. But Istanbul's fallen on this table, but not the other one just yet. But you can see kind of the normal armies in Romania and Eastern Europe starting to face each other across, so that'll get into a quagmire. Meanwhile, the FEC left the safe confines of Calcutta to do a march. They've taken Asian for Asians away from the Japanese. There is a small-ish army, so the more fun hotspot is Sydney, though. Let me see how well you guys can see this here. It's about even. It's about, I think it's 12 defenders and 10 attackers right now. There's 4 factories here, so we could see 4 more heavy armor here, and that battle would spin pretty quickly. The Americans are doing their best to keep the surrender from happening, though, as they've retaken the North and South Islands. They have that going for them. All the way up here, the it's just army did manage to retake Kwangtung. The Japanese are holed up in Nanking, trying to keep an eye on things, and you've got some minor skirmish wars going on between Japan and Russia. Russia's mostly in a defensive position, but they're kind of being a bit of a pest, trying to keep the Axis score down. The fleet-wise, the Americans are mostly using still their starting fleet, I think. I don't know that there's that much here that's gotten bigger, whereas Japan has gotten, I think, 2 heavy battleships down. Yeah, they're right here already. So they've got a pretty good lead on Kido Butai, so I expect that'll get completed. We'll see what happens, but currently Axis are ahead, but just barely. I think they're at 7, and Comintern are at 5, and Axis are at 4, so pretty tight game. Let's go take a look at what's going on in Red October. We're going to start with the fun stuff. Just massive CCP armies, all the way down. 2 very large CCP armies sitting just outside on the coast. 1 massive KMT army to oppose them in Nanking. But a bombing campaign has begun to try to limit the KMT fort, but meanwhile a bombing campaign has occurred against the CCP, destroying their factory, putting 10 damage on it, so that's a thing. Meanwhile, in the seas, while Japan has 2 heavy battleships and a massive quantity of subs, the Americans, as Americans are wont to do, just a brutal amount of capital ships and support vessels hanging out here with even more on the way. So neither side has Big Blue Fleet or Kido Butai. Until there's a giant naval battle, I don't think either part will. Meanwhile, the Soviets are pushing for Istanbul, but have not been able to launch to take it yet. It's mostly been a DMZ here. The MR Pact just ended between Germany and the Soviets, but neither one is really doing much violence. It's almost like a DMZ zone kind of situation. The Italians tried to come into Africa and just got plastered. This army's huge. So kind of the end of their pale dreams. Dax, the French, or may just go home. Who knows? But the cost of that, Gibraltar, 1 infantry, 1 militia. So might see some German action that will take Gibraltar down. It's been just a back and forth slugfest here in London. Germany is getting them for pretty much most of the point. The Americans going after London counter. Soviets kind of keeping down, and the MR Pact running sort of both. Other so see the submarines off England. The fleet's here, but the German Air Force, which was trying to take Egypt, is pretty massive. And once it gets back here, the home islands will come under threat again. So that's all we got. I'll chime back in probably a couple turns. Take care, guys.